That's April. We're good to go. We got
April.
Thanks for that, Tom.
Did you just pick like
Now, I took it off to where the screw was. So we got Tom finally got a new Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition calendar. You see the one up here. And then we open this mofo. And this chick didn't even have a name. But good God, what a way to kick it off.
everybody out?
The thickness, the nice little tummy, beautiful face, nice skin.
The water.
There's nothing about this I don't like. Anyway, we'll get that up. And, no big deal. Just having text conversations with Matt Matthews,
Speaking of being on dicks real hard, you can't keep him from the phone on this podcast. The cat loves it. It's even on the table for the recording.
All right, I apologize. We got some gifts we want to send Matt.
Several people.
Yeah, shot him a text. Get his address. Probably not his real address. Probably where he gets mail delivered, I would assume.
I don't know. He likes us.
No big deal. He's over here asking me for dick pics. It's crazy. I just can't keep him off of me. Fuck.
Probably wants to pull on that beard.
He wouldn't be the only one. Yeah, that would fucking suck. Anyway, how was your day?
The day's been okay.
It's only 9 o'clock, 9:30.
Well, look, the house is destroyed. I got guys coming over here in a bit to do. So if we hear some weird knocking or somebody's looking for me, I have an insulation crew coming to finally put blown-in insulation in my attic.
Ooh,
because right now
is it cold?
It's not. We're pumping to stay warm.
Yeah.
I got it. The unit's on 72 right now. There's a ton of cold spots. The wind blowing in just.
Does it stay 72 at least?
I don't know what it stays. I have little mini heaters.
Shit.
Like little fake looking fireplaces that help heat up.
Damn.
Because if it snows 3 inches, by the afternoon, I'm the only house with a clean roof. All the thermal bridging, all the heat going up.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
So today, this is finally one of the last big pieces of money I got to spend on this house. It's 3 G's today. No, I'm spending.
That's worth it though.
I need it. I don't want to spend it, but I need it.
Yeah, you can't have your family freezing.
I'm going to blow out the unit, my mini split unit. It's just too much.
You work way too hard to be cold.
One of us does. You know what I mean?
I did say you. No. So other exciting news, we got hats. Dude Dad's hats. They will be coming for sale. We're going to do a trial run. We got some hats. We got some t-shirts coming. So we're going to have a couple people said they'll buy them. See how it goes.
Very slow start, you know what I mean? And then we got our t-shirts that we're working on. So we'll have our really cool, I do like the logo.
I do too. I like them a lot. It's going to be exciting. Don't give any secrets away.
Yeah.
I love the hats though. If nobody else gets a hat, I don't give a fuck because I like it.
Yeah.
This is going to be my everyday wear.
This is a good camo.
No, it is. Yeah. The old school duck camo, the old school brown camo, like Pup-Up wore.
Yeah.
That's the shit.
Really
like Dad wore. Yeah. We're fucking old.
What happened? Anything exciting happened to you this week?
No, I don't think so. Pretty boring week.
You've been grinding in some last minute hunting.
Yeah, we're in the fourth quarter. We're in the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
Our season is done next weekend, and then I go pig hunting in South Carolina. Yeah. On the 5th, we leave from the 5th to the 9th, go down to Abbeville, glorious tropical Abbeville, South Carolina. And to paint a picture, outside of the town Abbeville still has like dirt roads, like dirt county roads. You could drive side by sides down the highways and shit.
It's been, if you're listening right now, it is probably 14 degrees outside right now.
It's
been about average.
It's going to get hot today. It's going to get up to 30. Ooh. So it's going to be like a fucking sauna. I am
tired of snow. I'm over it all. I got tennis season starting in, just like a month.
I think it's going to be a cold spring.
2 weeks. And, I'm ready for it. Plus I'm just ready to, stop having all the salt on my car.
Everywhere.
I took a load of, goodies to Goodwill last night. I stopped and I washed off Candace's car. There's so much salt just trying to, eat my car alive.
I know one thing we haven't had an extended period of real cold here for a while.
Yeah.
Like we've had some cold days, but it's been like weeks of fucking cold. And it's pretty much solidified that, like, I don't want to live out west, like in like Colorado or Montana or South Dakota or North Dakota, somewhere where it gets fucking ignorant cold and it just stays that way. And you got to keep all your shit open and your car's fucked up. And
I don't know what that life is like if I didn't have to work so much and I could have the views of the mountain and be able to fish in the rivers. I mean, that might change things for me.
Vacation, yes. But to live, to have that 5 months of fucking winter or whatever it is, that's just...
I like winter. I like when it
do
actually
too.
snows and there's great views and you still do stuff outdoor. The problem here is the Northeast. It's like, it's all concrete, you know?
But it's ignorant cold. I mean, yesterday it was 4 degrees in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, being a good dad, took Charlotte down to the bus stop, let her and her friend, sit in the truck and stay warm for a couple minutes. This morning, I was out there and sitting in the truck. The girls are in there staying warm. And I was like, hey, you want me to go out and do a donut in the intersection real quick? The intersection in the neighborhood.
Yes, yeah.
It's all ice. And they're like, no, you can't do that. You fucking nerds.
And then you do it.
God. No, I didn't do it. Yeah,
I've done many of donuts and donuts.
Jerry likes it. I'll take the turn leaving the neighborhood, just gun it a little bit, just fishtail the truck.
Yeah.
He likes it. Charlotte freaks out.
Both of my kids, when we get into the truck, they're like, "We go super fast," and that means they just want me to floor it for a little bit. So
they just want to hear the exhaust.
They want to get pushed back in the seats a little bit.
Yeah. That's funny. Now Charlotte's at the age now where she doesn't get scared. She's like responsible. No, you can't do that. You can't speed. Like don't do a donut in the neighborhood.
Better teach her that she's in control and we'll do what we want. As long as it's not being too much of an asshole.
Yeah.
Or affecting other people's lives.
And I would never put the kids in real danger.
Well, you have someone else's kid in there, you don't want to scare them.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And sell that story wrong.
And it's actually
Mr. Cherry was flooring his truck and we were doing circles and we almost crashed in the intersection.
It's actually a mutual friend of ours, daughter too. Okay. So it would make it, so I wouldn't feel as bad. I actually texted her this morning and said, "These fucking nerds told me no. Losers." So anyway, I don't know if you've seen this clip that circulated for probably a year or so on socials, and it's like all these moms being interviewed, and they've asked them a bunch of questions about their kids, and then one of the questions they ask them is, "Would you kill someone for your child?" And the amount of moms that said no is fucking shocking to me. Like, they were like, "Oh, kill someone? I don't think so. I don't know." Like, to me, that's a no-brainer. Like, I would 1,000%.
What's the situation? Do they give a situation or just ask, would you kill somebody?
Like, I mean, if someone was hurting or attempting to hurt my kids, I mean, they're getting hung from a tree and skinned like a fucking catfish. Yeah, I mean, there's no question, right?
Time to think about it.
It's not even a thought. There's not a maybe would I or not. Like, my wife and kids, if they're like in danger intentionally by another human being, like, it's over. It's just crazy that there's.
I guess you could rephrase the question. Could you live with yourself if you could have killed a person who was trying to hurt your kid, but you didn't?
I mean, I could.
And then your child got hurt.
I would sleep like a fucking baby. Oh, if you didn't. Yeah, if you didn't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that would.
I mean, when you're saying no, that's also what you're saying.
That is what you're saying.
I'm willing to see what happens.
Yeah, and that fucking blows my mind.
Why is that going around?
I don't know. It was like a thing that went viral, and I saw it again this morning, and it just made me think, like, how it just fucking almost makes me angry. Like, how could you? I can't wrap my head around that.
I could definitely wrap my head around that.
You can wrap your head around thinking like
around their head.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So, all right. So a bunch of sheep said they wouldn't do it. Yeah. Okay.
That's fucking crazy. Like, I would do it for your kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for sure, mine.
There's a hierarchy. The kids come first.
That's it. The women and children absolutely come first.
We'll figure the rest. When the dust settles, we'll figure the rest out.
Yeah. But anyway, that's been.
So what about the moms that said, yeah?
Oh, they're fucking savages.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing, I feel like, how we are now in 2025. We're so far removed from when we were savages.
Yeah.
Like, in the 1800s or
beyond.
Like, or probably more recent than that. I mean, where, or
the 20s, go 30s and 40s are probably last.
Or like the pioneer days. We were the same human beings.
Yeah.
And the way we would fucking brutally kill each other just for land, just for some shit. You know what I mean?
Like how we got to America. How we started that.
There's a new
and then we made up the word savages.
Fucking savages.
I mean, the Indians.
Yeah, that's where it came from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. So there's a Netflix series on American Primeval. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to say it. I'm too fucking stupid. But it's about like the Mormons and like the Indians and the Christians like moving around across the country and shit. And it's wild because there will be a group of Native Americans in an area, and then like Christians would just come in and just fucking annihilate them, or Mormons come in and just, or vice versa. Indians would come. Sorry, I gotta keep saying Native Americans. Can't offend anybody. They're moving in. They're fucking scalping people. Just the most brutal deaths ever. And like that really wasn't that long ago.
It's not long ago.
And you really think about it, it wasn't that fucking long ago, man.
You know, it's funny you bring it up because today I was just thinking about that. Like, man, I'm just as I was warming up my truck, I'm just warming up my truck. My kids will get in here. I'm like, and not that long ago, you know, going somewhere we could die.
You're on horseback.
You're on horseback. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine going down those trails back in the day? Like, I'm going to go see Jerry. He lives a state over.
Yeah.
And we're going to take those trails that we know.
Yeah.
And hopefully no one comes out and fucking kills us.
It's crazy, dude.
So you'd have to be prepared to even travel. You know, to even travel, then you'd have to be, that question, would you kill, would have to have been an automatic because you said you were willing to travel. So you'd have to be willing to see danger.
A big portion of the story was a guy taking a woman from east to California to see her husband, and she didn't know how to get there. It was like her and her son, and this dude was like their guide. And along the way, he killed a bunch of people trying to hurt them. You know what I mean? It was just like, you had 6 shots in your gun, and when that ran out, then they started hitting each other with rocks and fucking axes and knives and shit. And that's what we watched the series over maybe the past week. It's like 4 or 5 episodes. It's good. I know you don't watch a lot of TV, you don't have time to, but it's one that's worth it. It's worth giving it 45 minutes into the night and watching it.
I think also, when I think about Indians all the time, I think like it probably was, wow, they were there for so long, and then all of a sudden these white guys start showing up with ignorance, like, hey, what are you doing here? Yeah. They're like, this is our spot. And we're like, nah, it's ours now because we're so much more sophisticated.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
Like the ignorance that we walked around with.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're taking this over. Also, you guys are savages. Or maybe they also acted like that because they know how else to scare them. How else do you scare people away? Like, I think we'll just scalp these motherfuckers.
Well, I think there was, you talk about ignorance. When English settlers came here and they're moving across the country, all these different territories, and you see these Indians that are just living in huts and having fire, and they're completely different than they were because the Europe is civilized, right? They had all things going on. I think they thought these guys are going to be easy pushovers. We'll just take it, and then come to find out, no, like. Those fucking Native Americans like fucked a lot of them up big time.
Yeah, and I think that also goes back to the word civilized. Like, what is civilized? Because we didn't come here and act civilized.
No, that's not civilized. No, that's not acting civilized.
Just because they were in teepees, they were already smart. They've already developed the language.
They had to get there. They had to survive.
Yeah, they just said, "Hey, we don't need the brick and mortar." No. You know what I mean? We can travel with the food.
Phew.
So I think they got to a good point, and they were like, "I think this is good. We can survive like this."
Dude, and wouldn't that be great if you just lived and you built your shelter and there was no fucking taxes, no Monday through Sunday, like that didn't exist, and it was just the sun rose and the sun set.
And what it leads to now is that if you can have blue hair and complain about what the gender is. Look, who gives a shit, first off? But look.
Or anything. Your fucking coffee was wrong.
Do you understand?
Your fucking cheese fries didn't come out right?
How good it is now. You have the time to complain about how I'm going to address you. When before you'd be like, I really hope this gun doesn't jam. Because I will get murdered.
I hope the buffalo doesn't stampede me.
Oh, I'm a woman around all these weird men that don't see women all the time. We're about to go into this weird, maybe we traveled. We're going to see my husband. We're going to a new town. And we got a bunch of horny dudes that don't see women all the time. And also, there's no camera phone. We do what the fuck we want.
Can you imagine the amount of rape that went on back in those days?
Do you think they had time to complain about, I don't know, the coffee or what we're calling them or the sexes? You know, like
fucking eat. You know what I mean?
It shows how much time that women and men have now to complain about stuff.
Well, we have it too easy.
Because you're not surviving.
Yeah,
Back then, people would just be like, I don't understand what you're saying. Are you trying to live or not? What the fuck are you saying?
It's literally just...
Did you not cut your firewood for this winter? Are you fucking stupid? Like, are you trying to die?
Yeah.
Did you dry out any meat? Like, are you trying to survive or not? What are we doing here?
And the last people like that right now are farmers.
Yeah.
That they have to start getting ready, and depending on where you live in the country, in September, August, they got to start getting ready for wintertime.
Yeah.
Got to make sure you got firewood. You got to make sure all this shit's in order, because when it's wintertime, they still have to work through it. It's not just like, I guess I'll put away my patio furniture.
Yeah, they got to make sure they store their straw and their hay well, so they can sell it later. It doesn't mold out. They don't kill their own flock or their own herds with bad hay.
They got to work every day to keep water open.
And, you know, a farmer has a chance to lose its own product.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we usually mostly everyone goes and works for someone else, and a lot of service. You know, and there's just an abundance where a farmer's like, okay, I grew that straw. I can't afford to lose that straw. That straw is money. Yeah. I hope some asshole does not come light it on fire.
Right.
You know,
or just lights on fire.
Lightning strikes it.
Right.
I hope it doesn't mold out. I hope I got good storage. I hope the economy doesn't crash so people can buy it so I can get a good number for it.
Or just, hey, I need it to keep my fucking animals alive through the wintertime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which I have to then sell. I need them to get fattened up.
Yeah. And that's like the last of it, because we got it easy. I mean, me and you, because we just crank our heater up a little bit, button up shit outside, and hope the fucking pipes don't freeze.
We are not that tough. No. When I'm out in this stuff, I'm like, okay. I'll give you an example. When we went down to the farm, and I camped in my tent, you know, I had the wood stove in there, and I had the buddy heater on first, which the buddy heater with the little tanks did not last long, and I got to get the big tank. But it's like 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to sit here and keep going through these tanks. It's not really keeping this place warm. I'm like, damn, like if this was like 1800, 1700, like this would be a whole different thing. I'd have to go outside, which I'm going to now. I'm going to literally put my clothes on, and I got to go out and freeze to death. It was cold. All the wood is cold, partly wet, right? So I got to I'm going walking through the woods right now, just trying to find wood that just fell on the ground.
Right.
Just, you know what I mean? Just fell on the ground. And I was just thinking like, man, this could be so much more rough if you lived out in like, dude, let's say you're in Montana. You know, you wake up, it's cold, you know, I don't know, like what happens, let's say those days and it's dead ass winter and your log cabin catches on fire. There ain't no rescue squad. You guys are about to be in the middle of the night. Be like, okay,
you're just fucked.
We live in the woods in the middle of nowhere.
Start again.
It's 4 degrees outside and we have nothing.
Yeah. Fuck.
There's no rescue back then. You know, there's no nothing.
And that's when like you had to rely on and be a good neighbor.
Yeah.
Right. If, oh my God, Tom's cabin burnt down or is on fire and he's 2 miles up the road, like you got to get your ass over there and fucking help him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to be a good neighbor. You have to have good neighbors. You have to be a good human being. There's a communal living. Again, we're missing that too. We don't have this communal living anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's I like when you do. You like when like, hey, I got some wild game and you have some fresh salsa from your garden that we trade, right? Or shit like that. My buddy Keith gave me some duck fat he made and rendered in a little mason jar. Like, I like shit like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or in the summertime, he'll give me tomatoes and peppers that he grows, and I'll give him some snack sticks from, you know, it's shit like that on a small scale, but that's how it was on a large scale back then. I'm a hunter trapper, and you have a garden, you have a dairy cow. You're going to give me some milk. I'm going to give you some fucking muskrat pelts.
Beaver pelts, muskrat.
Yeah, man.
That was big trade.
That's a cool thing. And that's
not what we have now.
Some people will call that like, I guess, can you call that socialism? I think it's just more of like being a good human being.
That would be, somebody would surely argue that you're starting on socialism if we're trading goods and no money.
No.
But yeah, to think how we are now, you have so much time to sit here and really think about all the nuances of what you don't like in something.
Yeah.
When before you would never think about that because you're busy trying to survive.
You're just fucking surviving.
You're not going, there wasn't a refrigerator. The ice box may not even have come out yet.
Dude.
You might not have an ice box. So you're sitting there, hey, I hope you're a good hunter, husband. And also, you have to go out. And I also hope that an Indian doesn't show up while you're gone.
Yeah. Oh.
And then fucking kill us all.
Yeah.
Because even though he might be cool, he's been shown that white people just ain't cool
with
him.
They don't like
and
you.
Guess what? And they're on some shit where they don't care.
No.
All the kids are me.
And they've been smoking the peace pipe and eating the mushrooms.
Yeah.
And they're fucking just ready to fuck you up.
So I can imagine what was it like you go to work, you're just leaving everybody home. Like you got.
Well, there's no work. Your work is living. Your work's surviving.
Some guys would travel. Some guys maybe go hunting, trapping. Trapping would have been really big for fur.
I think it's
picking up jobs back then. Say you get with a. Back then, you would have gotten with like a crew. You could get with a crew back then, and you could go.
We're going to go build this town.
We're going to build these saloons. I don't know about the whole contractor point of that view, but I do know like hunting and trapping would have been a big one. You would catch a job with a crew and say, "Hey, we're going to go out. We're going to go get this many deer. So we're going to maybe trade with the Indians.
Yeah.
Or we're going to sell all the pelts or something. But you have to go out. We got to go in the woods. You also got to leave your family home.
Yeah.
There ain't no calling home. He hasn't been home in 6 months.
No. Hey, what are you doing? We're just calling to say goodnight.
So how strong were women back then? Because they had to run the show. At some point, the husband leaves to go make some money.
They did everything.
Right, takes a job with a crew. They go out on horseback, and they're going to go trap for the next 3 months. What is she doing?
She's got to keep the fire going.
Dude, did the husband leave her with a plethora of stuff, or is like the job came along? Was like, let's make it happen now.
Holy shit!
Hey, you good? You need to kill one of the steers later. You need to, you need to dehydrate all the meat for the winter. I need you to cut the logs. And
now we're here. We go on vacation to act like that. Act like a watered down version of that. But we're gonna pack coolers full of grocery store meat. And that's what we're gonna cook. And we have fire starters and we have lighters. We don't have a fucking flint rock, to start a fucking.
The human has been so hard so long.
Yeah.
It shows up. You can get the best. You can get the best feeling, the best connectivity when you eat just like meat. You're like eating a steak and get the fat, and you're just like, I feel good. And I always think like. This would have been somebody who's starving. They need the fat on this thing. They need the fat on this motherfucker.
Dude, eat everything. Eat like the eyeball is just like 100% fat.
Just like this is what they need. And you're sitting by a fire like, I'm drawn to this fire. This fire for a human.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everybody knows like you love a bonfire.
Yeah.
I think it does have something to do with like we're as a big picture when we've been around for millions of years, we're not so far removed from that survival piece that a fire is.
Yeah.
And really, you're talking probably 100 years ago. Maybe a little bit more than that, maybe 125 years ago or so. But like the majority of the country just 100 years ago didn't have the shit, didn't have the essential air and heat. You got a fucking fireplace in every room. And that's how you kept warm.
Not that long ago, you could buy one of the Victorians. It'll have it. It'll have a fireplace in every room.
Yeah, and it's in our DNA still. That we still remember it. We don't know it, but we still have that survival instinct. There's a lot of instincts we still have. Because when was the Industrial Revolution? The early 1900s.
Yeah,
that's it. 100 years ago.
You work the kids.
And now look how much we've changed in 100 years. And then people can look back, and they can't imagine. Like the other millions of years before that we lived. This is all new. This is like a new bad experiment.
It went fast because you're talking like the train was not long ago. We're like, we could connect the trains across the country, and people could start traveling. We could start moving ice across the country, moving goods. Like that's not that long ago. To where it's like, I just turned the. Are you cold? I'll just turn the mini heater on. You go. You want to go to Chick-fil-A and get some.
Dude, it's crazy.
Some scientific sandwich. You want to get a scientific sandwich?
Oh, we're gonna go across country. Oh, what are you doing out there? Oh, just vacation. We're just gonna go somewhere else and have fun.
And that's not that long ago. Where like my grandfather told me, he's like, when I told you that in Wilmington, in Browntown, the trash man came with horses. That's how he remembers it. They came with horses to pick
And
up
your
the trash.
grandfather remembered that. That
Yeah.
wasn't long ago.
That's
dude.
not that long ago.
And like you could look at pictures. There's photographs of Wilmington
Yeah.
back then, and looks like farmland. Looks like Smyrna 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, it's so crazy, and that's what always gets me about hunting. Right. So hunting has like a PR problem. Right. There's a media and like people that don't know about it. If you completely was never into hunting and your family didn't hunt and you don't see it on a regular basis, there's a lot of people that have like I don't know about that, or, you know, so it's a PR problem for sure. But dude, to not hunt is weird. Like as a human being, as a human race, to not hunt is a new concept, is completely fucking weird. And if you look, when you look at the big picture, you looked at an aerial 10,000 foot view of the human race, like, can you imagine going back 200 years ago and someone going, oh, hunting? No. That's fucking
So
weird,
you're trying
right?
to die?
Yeah, it's
So
there
you
was
just
just no
decide
other.
not to eat. Like, no, I'm eating
Yeah.
vegan. What
And
vegan shit you eating out here?
There was
What
no
vegan-
such thing.
When in the fuck did a vegan start? When the shit got great, right?
I
I would never eat meat. You would
That's-
like 100 years ago, bitch.
Yeah.
We gonna eat the grass all winter?
Yeah,
What are you talking about? What
don't
are you
know.
talking about?
It's crazy. I'll give it to vegans. If someone says, "Hey, I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat meat. I don't like hunting." At least you have a point.
Yeah.
But motherfucker, if you go to the grocery store and you buy steaks and hamburger and chicken and you don't like hunting, or you're like staunch anti-hunting, that's fucking odd.
I think
that's
people
weird. What
really
a
do
hypocrite.
think food comes from the grocery store. I think that's what people think.
There is people that do think that they're just kind of like put blinders on and go, I don't really want to know.
That's what they say. A lot of people say, I don't want to know about it. Like, you should know about it.
You should know about it. You should
should-
absolutely know about
It's
it.
like, do you know what veal is? Do you know like about just having a young calf sit there and not move, and you're just eating a veal?
It's fucking terrible.
Get the fuck
It's
out!
miserable,
What's wrong
man.
with you?
No, I'd rather have this deer that lived for a couple years, few years, 5 years, its natural life, and then in a quick couple seconds, it's done, and then we all get to eat and enjoy it.
Yeah, people
You know?
do take hunting like, I can't believe you go out there and kill those animals like that. I'm like, they're not pets. That's
No.
that's what we grow up on.
Yep.
We don't grow up on. They didn't have Chick-fil-A
No.
a million years ago.
No.
Hominins weren't walking around like, do you have Chick-fil-A here?
No.
Like that would we.
Or like, hey, can
We
you
eat
run to the
animals.
market and get me 3 pounds of ground meat? Didn't happen.
Didn't
You know
happen.
what I mean?
You had to go out there, kill the animal, and then
Yep.
take care of it and hope to God
Yeah.
that you actually got enough of it.
Every single piece of meat, from a fucking chicken nugget to a steak at a steakhouse, it all starts with the same thing.
Yeah.
A knife and a gut pile.
Yeah.
It all starts there. And then eventually it's going to end up on your plate in a family sized portion, right? But I like having the connection of where the majority of our food comes from is from what me and now my son have killed in the fall and winter time. And now we eat on it all year long. It's great.
You ever go like to seafood and you see like, oh, we have farm raised salmon. It's ethical. I'm like, no, it's not at all.
it's not.
You're farming the salmon. What are you talking
No,
about?
it's-
Maybe you should just have less of the salmon. You're talking about you have a million salmon in a pile shitting on each other, growing bacteria and stuff on each
You're
other.
feeding
You know how
them.
sick these animals get. Just watch one documentary. How sick the salmon get in these farms, and then you want me to eat it
Yeah. Feeding them unnatural foods.
that
I
they
know.
don't even eat.
Even just say that. Just say the only argument you need is we're feeding the animals that we eat unnatural foods from what they would eat if they were in the wild.
Yeah.
Like that's why cows are the best when they're grass fed. When they're pastured, it's the best meat
Way
because
less E. coli.
that's what they're supposed to have.
Yeah.
Right? When you just pump them full of grain and all this shit that they wouldn't eat. They wouldn't eat
Like
corn.
every animal that has 4-chambered stomachs is
Yeah,
grass fed.
but the industrial farming, they just pump all the shit because it's just about fast. We just need to grow this quick. We need to sell it.
Fat.
We need to do another one.
Get
Make
the
it fat.
marbleization.
Dude, the rate that like the chickens in these chicken houses grow, how fast they fucking go from
Yeah.
chicks to like butcher size. It's
Let's
insane.
educate some people. If you don't know why your chickens will sometimes be advertised as no steroids, no antibiotics, I'll tell you why. First, if you want something to grow fast, just like a human who's doing bodybuilding, you give it steroids. And then it grows really fast. And birds aren't meant to be that big because their legs can't hold them up.
Yep.
So then they get sick from growing so fast and living in a shitty area that they have to give them antibiotics because they're sick animals.
Yep.
So what you're eating most of the time is a sick animal. You get Colby beef, like the big fatty beef. They're fucking sick animals because they're so fat.
Yeah.
You're eating a fat person.
And
So
that's why we buy, when we do buy a side of beef or a quarter of beef, we buy it from Josh.
Yeah.
Because he's got 6, 7 cows in a giant pasture that live a great life and they just eat on the grass and shit. And then I know my meat came from right down the road.
Yeah. It's not like you don't have, I don't know if anybody out there has actually seen, commercial farming for commercial, farming for steers and for all our meat.
Oh, it's disgusting.
They're just piled.
And pigs?
There ain't no grass. There's just fucking
mud.
Shit and mud.
Yep. It's disgusting.
It's just shit and mud. That's all it is. And they're just feeding them grain, which makes them sick. Their stomachs can't handle it. But we as Americans, we like it sweet though. We like a nice sweet taste. I like when people say, wow, you buy all that organic stuff? Like, we do organic. I'm like, do you know that means like just a regular? Just put regular. I'm just eating.
Normal.
Why is it weird? Yeah, I like to get normal. What does that mean? Like, they didn't spray it full of a bunch of shit. Like, do you know Roundup? If you go get Roundup, that's what's on your food. Roundup you kill with your weeds. That's what's sprayed on your food commercially. Yes. So it doesn't have all the pests that eat the shit out of it.
Fucking gross.
So you eat Roundup. I like to skip that part. I like to have less dementia, possibilities as I get older because I played football already. I've already put myself in a bad,
You're already a big dummy.
I'm already a big dummy. I don't need Roundup on my food. And then
don't need help.
When you get to start buying, like, let's say organic, you start seeing like, wow, this is like you get like a bell pepper, it's only like this big. You're like, yeah, that's probably the size it should be.
The normal.
It shouldn't be this fucking big.
Yeah.
You start getting your meat, you're like, and sometimes people, especially with deer meat, people are like, isn't it supposed to be red? Like, no, it's not.
Nope.
No. If you cut my leg open right now, it's not going to be red meat.
No.
It's supposed to be like brown.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to, was it going bad? No, it's not bad.
The other thing is like, we talk about foods and shit, is like, how many foods are seasonal? So like, peppers, right? You shouldn't be able to get peppers all year long, right? Because they're artificially grown. And, back in the day, it was just like, it was, citrus season or avocado season or these different things, right? Or seafood, right? Like fucking, to be able to have seafood in Kansas that's somewhat fresh is wild. Like, people in Kansas didn't have fucking seafood. They ate some trout or something, but they didn't have lobster and crab and tuna. That didn't fucking exist for people in Kansas until 100 years ago, maybe.
They want every store. So if let's say you take a Walmart, they want every store aisle to be the same. They want it all homogenized, which means it's all the same. Mm-hmm. Anywhere you go you can get a can of tuna. Do we need all this canned tuna? Do we need to beat the shit out of tuna and decimate them for a stupid ass can of tuna?
Well, they're all grown too. They're all like they've.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't.
You gotta watch the bags. When you look at the seafood, it's all Thailand, Vietnam.
Yeah.
Some weird shit. I'm like, why would I eat that shit?
And they don't have rules
there?
over there.
And first off, it already sat on a boat, thawing, not thawing. We have shrimp here. Yeah. Also, if I don't like in America, they always say, well, we're trying to keep up with demand. Well, the demand is not real.
Yeah.
Just because there's a shit ton of demand doesn't mean we need to fill it, because then we're just going to decimate everything to get to it. Then you're telling me we waste 50% of our food that we even eat.
Oh, that's gross.
So we're killing 50% for nothing.
That's so gross.
You look at like I know,
like the buffets, how much food they throw away. It makes me not even want to go to.
And then some asshole in there complaining, "Oh, they ran out. I'm gonna fucking go and yell because they ran out of my favorite thing." I'm like, take it easy, dude. When you go to like Walmart and like someone's like, I remember I went to Walmart. It's probably a few weeks ago, and someone was complaining that the strawberries weren't in there. I'm like, you think you should have a strawberry right now? It's 4 degrees outside.
Yeah.
You think you need a
Where are
strawberry?
strawberries growing?
Where are you getting a strawberry? Why do you need a strawberry?
You made some environment
it's nice to have a
in order
strawberry.
to. No, it's that.
But also, if it's not there, it's not there. Like it's food. It's not like it doesn't come. Do you understand how this shit is made and what it costs to keep making it like this fucking way?
Crazy.
You know how much fucking bees it takes and how much water it takes to make one almond? So you get your stupid almond milk, and how many almonds go into almond milk? Because for whatever reason you need to have almond milk, or just don't have any milk. If you're allergic to milk, stop having milk.
Yeah.
There's so many other proteins. Why we got to keep you we're shipping bees from the East Coast out to the West Coast to try and keep up with these fucking almond farms. They don't even have water. It takes all the water.
Fucking hippies.
To make. I know. If you're drinking almond milk out there, it's stupid. You're just wasting all of California's natural resource.
Oh, I think
You don't need milk. Just fucking.
I think we can agree that it's that. You know, we ran a gamut all over the fucking place.
Where's it going to go?
But we do have it pretty fucking easy.
We have it easy.
Nobody's trying to kill us.
And where is it going to go? How much better could you possibly get than this? What else could the human need? It is already at its peak. There's no way it could get better. I could not leave this house and get anything I ever want for my life.
But people said that 100 years ago too.
And I think we reached
and
it.
People
what else
said that 200 years ago.
The food can come to your house.
No, it's going to start. It's going to
You can make money in your house, order the food to come to the house, and you could never leave and survive.
The law of diminishing return is about to happen, where it's like things are going to start going downhill. Yeah. They're going to start getting bad, and then it's going to make hard times, and it's going to make hard men again, and then the cycle's going to start over. No big deal.
I just hope that I just hope that more, micro economies like we've talked about, the more micros would happen. So you take Josh. Josh can deliver a nice piece of steak because he doesn't have 400, animals on his 10 acres, trying to and then has to make up the difference with grain. And then he's also, especially when you think about, they're feeding a lot of grain. Where the fuck's the grain coming from? Someone has to grow that shit too to keep up with these fat ass steers.
Yep.
So someone's wasting shit over here so we can burn it up over here.
Yep.
So if Josh can make enough, right? And then there's another farmer here, he can make enough.
Yep.
And everybody in that local town can eat enough. And then we don't have to buy grass-fed beef from Brazil.
Well, that's how it was before.
It was.
And
then money.
But the good thing is, here's the good thing. Let's talk about some positives.
Fuck that. Let's go down a rabbit hole of negative.
There's some people that are trying to bring that back. There is some.
His name's Trump, okay? 2005. Let's go, baby.
2005? 2025?
25? Yeah.
Where are we at? Where are we at here? But there's people that are trying to bring that back that are putting the effort into locally sourced and these farmers markets that are big now, and that's all good stuff. You can go to Willie's and there's local honey there. There's local meat there. There's little mom and pop, places that make jams and jellies that you could buy from them. Like, that's the shit I like. And you're going to pay through the fucking nose for it. Everyone knows it's expensive.
You don't. I promise you. I buy organic for the last all out organic last 2 years. Like all out. I don't buy nothing else.
Really?
And it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
Because
it's not that much more.
It's not that much more.
Yeah.
Also, if you're just kind of conscious about what you're doing. Because you say it might be costing more, but I also don't go and buy dino nuggets for a $20 bag. I don't have a bunch. So frozen foods are expensive. They make up a lot of people's money. So the money I spend is just on the things, because I cook everything we eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only thing that we don't, she does get nuggets. She will get nuggets. These are the only all breast meat. I mean, look, fuck, who cares? They're not that great. It's always all rib meat. Anyway, that's the only thing for the kids. You know what I mean? But other than that, if you open my freezer, it's just frozen fruits and stuff for shakes and stuff. But we don't have like the early days of like we were buying frozen foods to be quick. Like that shit's gross. It doesn't taste good. It's super expensive. And when you buy organic, it's not that much more because now the market is catching up on what the label. So you have free range, cage free, organic, pasture raised organic, which means they're pasture raised, but they're still eating grain. They're still not the food's not, what we're feeding is not organic, but this one's organic feed plus they're pasture raised.
Yeah.
So there's so many levels now that people are buying. So I feel like the consumer's not smart enough to know yet what they're actually buying. Consumer, so the manufacturer's able to price some certain things that are actually cheap higher. But when I'm buying it is at the top. All right. So, and I buy less stuff. It just, I take care of it. Like I don't like cause if you buy a $3 bottle of, Aunt Jemima's, right? You go, let's give it to the kids again. You ain't doing that with my shit in here.
No.
That's $8.99, $9.99. No. I go like this.
Oh, dude.
That's all you need. Let's soak up. I'm not saying like, I'm being greedy with. I'm saying it's more water. It's not like some thick oil. So it spreads out nice. And it's the kids. The kids are going to waste half of it.
Dude, it's and it's so fucking good too.
That
like real
so
syrup, real maple syrup is
you
so
can't go.
good.
That's what I'm saying. People out there, please go organic. Buy the very best. You know why? Because once you start to eat that, it'll open your mind. Like, what the fuck have I been eating?
No, I can't.
This is how stuff tastes. And then you go to eat something else. You're like, this is absolute garbage.
Yeah, I can't eat like grocery store meat anymore. Like after years of wild game and local meat, local good quality meat, beef, steak at Acme, or like I can't.
So there you go. If you shop at Acme, first off, and I'm buying organic, you shop at Acme. That shit is way overpriced in there. I don't know if they think they're just cooler than everybody else.
Yeah,
I used to be a Food Line guy back in those days.
I mean.
Now that's the other thing, the consumer. So once the consumer needs to continue to care, and if they continue to care, they can continue to get smarter. Mm-hmm. So, because people don't understand what stuff is, the marketers are putting stuff on there. It's the same thing it was 5 years ago. Now it has a different name. Yeah. Oh, no steroids, no antibiotics.
It's got a brown label on it, brown paper label.
First off, marketing, is trickery.
Yeah.
That's first off.
Yeah,
even in the organic, someone will come up to me and be, but organics still have like stuff. I'm like, yeah, some of them do. You have to read the fucking label.
Yeah.
Turn it around, dick. Yeah. Like, don't just come to me and say, well, organics just still have. Yeah, some do. They're fucking. They put. Yeah, it's called marketing. Fucking bait and switch.
Yeah, do
you
a little
heard of bait and
research.
switch here? Mm-hmm. Hey, we got one T-shirt that's 50% off. So guess what? We can put it on the store. Everything up to 50% off. No, there's one shirt. Yeah. One shirt. The rest is 10% off. Bait and switch, bitch. So look, they have. You have to look. So you need to go there and read the back of the label and just go, what is all that?
Yeah.
I remember when I took my brother-in-law, we went shopping, he was secretly texting Candace and his wife were like, Tom's reading the back of every label. I'm like, yeah, it's not crazy. It's like you look at it like, what is all that?
It's not.
Why do I have to eat that?
Yeah, and like that's so wild that somebody's shocked that you're reading the label because you just care about what you're going to eat.
Yeah, because I don't know all the crazy.
You're fucking weird because you don't read labels.
You
I'm normal.
Read a label. I'm not sure it's food. Like you look at something like there's nothing.
Yeah, there's barely.
It says genetically modified. Why did I need that? I never asked for that. I never say, could you change the genome on that? Yeah. I think my mac and cheese just wasn't good enough. If you can give me some genetically modified food, I would feel a lot better in my day.
Oh my God.
What do I need that for? How bad is this shit getting? And then you look at like how much oil are you trying to give me in my food? How much corn syrup? How much sugar too? Also some of the organics. You look, if it's fat free, people read the label. I guarantee you if it says fat free, it'll have more sugar in it, more added sugar than the actual whole.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do. Say, well, we'll just say it's fat free, but that's a fat ass American. If it ain't sweet, he ain't gonna eat it.
That was a big thing in the '90s. Was fat free, everything. My grandma was big. Oh, what is fat free though? Like, Mom, it's got fucking 600 grams of sugar.
Yeah, added sugar. Which the body's like, I don't know what to do with that. You never know sugar that way.
There was a period of time where people thought margarine was healthier for you than butter. Like, no, it's not. It's fucking. You're just eating Crisco oil. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
There's another thing on oil, butters. It will tell you right away how fake your food is. If you go buy just your regular butter that you buy every day, then buy like Vital butter, that's grass-fed butter.
Or Kerrygold, yeah.
It'll be, or Kerrygold, something like that. Mm. It'll be literally gold, okay? And it also will be already soft. It won't get hard in the fridge. It just can't. It's not full of all this oil. It can't.
The margarine is the shit that gets soft. Butter gets hard in the fridge.
You get some of the good butter. It can't handle it. I don't know. It's like it stays
because
nice
butter
and soft.
You could leave out on your counter. You don't even have to refrigerate it.
You eat it and you just taste it like, okay, that's way different.
I fucking
and you
love
can't
butter.
go back. So you go to someone else's house, you try their butter. I mean, look, back in the day, when I was like, in high school before I knew all this stuff and was letting anybody learn about it, someone had a crock, fucking,
Country crock?
Country crock and some fucking dinner rolls. See you, son. Not knowing, literally only canola oil.
Yeah.
That's it. That's so gross. Would you chug canola oil? Oh. No. So why would you eat this country crock? That's so gross.
It does taste good though.
So you start with the butter, and I will tell you what, if anybody out there, listeners, if you're thinking about going all grass fed and you want to go organic, get ready because you will have to adapt your taste buds. If you come to my house right now and I cook you something, you may not like the way it tastes first because it will have grass. It will taste, nutty, earthy.
Yeah.
Like my butter, when you taste it, like when I first started all out grass fed, I was like, oh, Okay.
I like it.
You know what I mean? I wasn't like, because
Yeah.
I was like, damn. So I had to wean off the sweet because everything. Then you realize
Yep.
like how sweet is everything else? Everything
Yep.
else is sugar.
Yep.
We're so dependent on the sweet taste.
Have you
Now I'm
ever-
off that shit. Now it's like a depth of earthy flavor, which I'm all about now.
Have you ever had bulletproof coffee? You ever made that for yourself?
Bulletproof coffee.
So it's coffee with butter, grass-fed, unsalted butter,
Okay.
and MCT oil or a coconut oil,
Yeah.
and then blend it together. You have to blend it because you can't mix them oils up. So what I'll do is I'll put it in my Ninja, the single-serve Ninja thing, coffee, like a tablespoon of Kerrygold unsalted, tablespoon of coconut oil, blend it. It's like a real frothy, like a light color, but it's fucking delicious. And you want to talk about?
I don't like anything you said. I don't like
No?
I don't like the way you got excited and called it delicious.
It's fucking good,
I don't like
man.
if you ever come in this office again and call coffee delicious.
All right, I'm gonna make.
Okay.
I'm gonna make.
I don't want my coffee delicious.
No,
I want it to be coffee.
No,
I want
I'm tell-
you're not gonna do coffee.
And it's also like it's like fucking rocket fuel. You talk about energy, clear mind, all that shit. I'm gonna make you a bulletproof coffee.
Make me a bulletproof
next
coffee.
week. I'm gonna bring it in here. We'll make it. You'll try it. You want to church it up a little bit. Put a little cinnamon in that motherfucker.
This is my next problem. Why does everything got to have 42 other fucking things in it to make the one thing?
Do
you like?
your
Girls are
research.
at Starbucks. Can I get the cloud mocha
No.
with the 2 pumps? And this way, I go, can I get the black coffee? And someone go, it's not really black anymore. I'm like, whatever.
But see-
man. Can I get the black coffee with a little bit of ice so I can drink it right now?
The bulletproof coffee isn't the coffee you drink all day. It's you have one. You drink fucking one of them. And if you're not used to like a high fat diet, you will shit like immediately.
Yeah.
But if you're you're pretty used to high fat diets, so
Yeah.
like it probably is not going to mess up your stomach. But I'm telling you, the fucking energy, and it is good, but it's
Yeah.
something you have to kind of get used
Bring
to.
me one.
Yeah, I'll make you one.
Here's how I make my coffee. I open up the glass bottle, I don't want the plastic. I got the glass bottle of dehydrated coffee. And I pour it in a cup. I turn the faucet on all the way to hot, and then I put the cup on there, and then I drink it. That's it.
Like you don't run it through a filter or anything like that.
No, I go dehydrate. I'm done. Because have you seen a coffee made
Is it
refined?
instant coffee?
Yeah.
So
fine.
you drink coffee grounds? Is it instant coffee?
I fucking hope you know what instant coffee is. No, you don't drink the grounds.
Well, what do you?
Okay.
You just
It's
said you put it in and you stir it up.
It homogenizes in the water. It becomes.
So you use instant coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I use instant coffee. All I do is put the sink on very, very hot.
Gotcha.
Done. I'm not wasting.
Does it get hot enough for you?
Yeah, it gets fucking burning hot. It also gets hot enough I don't give a shit. It's coffee. I'm using it to wake up and take a dump. What is it gotta be? Like the thing on coffee to be, I need
hot.
this coffee needs to be super hot so I don't drink it for 45 minutes.
No, hot. Yeah, hot coffee.
You're not
for sure.
drinking a hot coffee.
Yes, I am. I'm sipping
If
on
it comes out, I'll take you to Wawa right now, and I guarantee you won't put your lips on that coffee.
But
when
it's
it comes
gotta
out.
be hotter than a faucet can get it.
Mine will.
It's gonna be in between.
There's steam.
So you
comes
drink
off
it on the way
I
down.
can get mine is. I turn my water heater up. You can boil a chicken in that thing.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Oh, you put your hands underneath my sink. You won't be able to wash your hands.
But it's
And it's drinkable.
not hot enough, so your coffee gets cold too
Quicker.
quick.
It does good, but I don't waste time drinking.
So if you start,
because I don't have a bunch of fucking cinnamon and oil and fucking coconuts in it and lemon zest where I'm like, oh, I just want to enjoy it. No, I want to just drink my coffee.
No.
You know what I mean?
see, you're uneducated on bulletproof
I also
coffee.
don't want my coffee coming out of this plastic ass coffee maker anymore. Have you ever just lift up a coffee maker? What am I doing? Am I steaming the plastic into the coffee?
You gotta
it's
go.
gross.
Yeah.
I have all the other. I love my favorite's probably cold coffee. I like cold coffee, the cold brew, because it tastes as coffee smells. Everyone loves the smell of coffee, but if you don't know, cold brew will literally taste like coffee smells. I mean, it's the best. Bitches.
Yeah. Man, Tom's been fucking ranting today.
That's how
Holy
good my
shit.
coffee is. I don't see him ranting on his coconut, fucking put some nutmeg, cinnamon in there, seasonal shit, probably doing some white vanilla instant.
No, I don't add flavor to my coffee. I just brew black coffee and drink it.
I do, bro.
That's
Black
all you
rifle
gotta
coffee, and then I
Right now
get
it's
up
not
and I
Black
do my
Rifle.
fucking 42 burpees when I wake up in the
Matter
morning.
of
I have 4 eggs. I never even look at toast. I've actually, if anybody brings toast to my house, I'll fucking kick them in the
4
brain.
eggs is definitely not enough.
4 eggs in the morning. I'll do a block of cheese. I do 4
Definitely no
bacon.
cheese.
I do 4 packets of bacon, and maybe some, if I got time, I'll do some Scrabble.
Don't forget the cold
And
plunge.
then I bang out my wife. And then everybody just sends checks to my house, and money's already been made that day, and then I'm on a fishing boat.
Dude, my fucking cold plunge.
Sign up for my class today on how to fucking live a better life.
My cold plunge is a solid block of ice. Like, there's not water in it
I haven't
anymore.
set mine up. That's right.
It's fucking a big ass block of ice.
Just sit on it.
Dude. So it started the other day, the top was frozen, and then the sides were frozen. Because I kicked in the side just to see, and you could see the ice crack this way.
Yeah.
Like horizontally through it. I'm like, damn, there's like a little patch of water in the middle. Now it's just fucking.
Good thing you said that. I do need to get the cold plunge. And
You're going to have to wait till next week. I don't even know when the fuck mine's going to be able to thaw out, honestly.
Yeah.
We have a stretch of days in the 40s.
It is a game changer. I will say that, man. Like, that cold plunge is something different.
But you got well water. Weather like this, your water is fucking cold.
Yeah.
Like, out of the tap, it is probably in the upper 40s.
Yeah.
Fucking real cold, man.
I went to college.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, take us out.
All right, guys. We've talked a lot about grass-fed, and hopefully you get out there and you can find yourself in the grass and just roll around like a little hippie, staring up at the stars, wondering why the hell you ate so much shitty food for the last 30 years. And get the fuck out there. You get out there in that grocery store. You find the organics. You live an organic life. You know why? Because it's organic and it's better for you. You want to feel better? Sign up for my class today on organics. We'll take you through all the steps on how you're a piece of shit and how you've been eating terrible for years. You should blame your parents, too. We have a therapy session for that as well, just to get through organically. So today, get out there today, do something organic, go fuck yourself.